Hello and welcome back to Leeds United. Only one game played and it went fantastically better than any so far. But it's Liverpool next, so that good fortune probably abruptly about to end. Of course, we rounded off the transfer news last time, so if you haven't watched that, link down below. Enjoy. The game we have played in between, Southampton 5-2. Yeah, can't beat Burnley. A tragedy against Aston Villa, which wasn't entirely our fault, I suppose. Losing a man didn't really put things in our favour at all, but 5 goals past Southampton. Lavia scored a ridiculous goal that Melee should have saved, but has brought us back up to 12th on goal difference alone, thanks to the recovery of 3 goals there. Pavlovic from a corner, Livramento from a mistake, 2 from Bamford, and then Pedro for his first goal as well. Lovely bunch of goal scorers. I should have mentioned, season preview-wise, we're now up to 11th in the prediction and 150 to 1. Fulham have dropped to 300 to 1, so they are getting more representative as each day passes. Still think they're overrated in the game. But we're ahead of Aston Villa now. And we've joined, actually, West Ham and Leicester, who I think have drifted from 100 to 1 to Erling Haaland with just 1 goal in 5 games so far. Game's broken. Interesting, the prediction for Liverpool is featuring Keita and Curtis Jones. Have they had injuries? We are post an international window here, so excuse me while I adjust for players who might be a bit tired after that. The lineup against Liverpool, ignore the sad line between Strike and Satalo. Melee and Dicker, Strike, Satalo. That's effectively first choice. Skov, Adams, Livramento. That's effectively first choice. Adams and Andre Santos Almada, Bamford and João Pedro. It is actually entirely first choice. We're okay. Satalo a little tired still, but we'll cope, hopefully. They are indeed lining up with Jones and Naby Keita. Nunes on the bench. He was subject to a bid from Bayern Munich. They must have rejected that. No Robinson, Otavio or Henderson for this game. Interesting. Also interesting they signed Otavio. And we're playing him in central midfield, it sounds like. But 4-3-2-1 for them. It's weird, ever since I switched to 5 at the back, I don't think I've seen an AA manager use 5 at the back. Skov charging down the left-hand side, about to be dispossessed, but repossessed. Skov smashes over. Salah to put the ball in, headed clear. Trent heads back in again. Salah out wide, still. Nicked by Livramento. Lovely work from Tino Livramento there. He's about to be dispossessed though, I think, because he's going to turn around. No, okay, we're all good. Satalo. Forward to Almada, Livramento, nice first touch football. That's going to be intercepted because why would you ever just pass to someone near you when you can do that, apparently? And Keita has broken the game engine. Keita. I'm not a big fan of what happens to Strike here. Actually, Strike gets the ball. I've just realised. He actually gets the interception, but it happens to kick it in the direction that Keita's already running, and therefore Keita gets the possession. Skov with the corner. Just remember, he's just as good as Patinart at these. That's not the end of the highlight, although it was a good attempt at goal. Alisson saves and hoofs it forward. Strike heads it only as far as Keita. Santos, I'm starting to wonder if I do need to actually pull Santos back, because my defenders seem incapable of actually passing to anyone on their own team. It's all right on that right-hand side, because they do tend to get it to Adams. But on the left, this gets intercepted. Bamford really should score there. Maybe against a better team like Liverpool, we should pull Santos back? Because every time my defence tries to head the ball down, they just lose possession because there's somebody in between him and Santos. That was satisfactory at best is a lovely passive-aggressive sentence. If that's a new one, congrats to whoever wrote that. Let's go for the corner. Goes in and only goes as far as Fabinho because none of my players jump for it. Please don't tell me players jumping for the ball is even worse this year, and what the Jesus hell just happened there? We've managed to play our way out of this, but unnecessary problems, and Bamford's turned around and Conte dispossessed him, because why would anyone take a touch that keeps their possession? I think they're getting treated that as if Diaz intended to do that shot, rather than a ricochet. I think Santos off for Rocker is probably the sensible thing to do, particularly being left-footed. Pedro and Bamford aren't having good games. Also, why is Bamford not on support duty? Satalo's knackered. Why are you knackered? Has someone kicked you or something? Like, he's significantly worse than anyone else for some reason. Well, Gagliardini and Tino Livramento a smidge tired as well. I don't want to take Satalo off. Just going to bring Milovanovic on as well, just because. Oh, actually, Skov's tiring. Platinart. I'm making all my remaining subs with 15 minutes to go. But Milovanovic provides a different outlet to Pedro. We've actually been the better team. Oh, Jesus. How have we been the better team here? Oh, we've got the ball. Bamford. Salah's been robbed by Platinart, apparently. Embarrassing. I mean, that's just going everywhere. Platinart, where are we going with this, mate? Milovanovic! He's offside. Salah's down. Wasting time, apparently. We were the better team. That's annoying, but promising. I don't mind losing to Liverpool, but it is kind of annoying that we were apparently the better team according to the statistics. I love last year we were constantly going, we've only got 3 substitutions. I can't take people off if they're having a bad day because I've only got 3 substitutions. And now it's 5. It's still the same answer. Can't replace everyone who's having a poor game. I am actually going to rest the team despite that, because a few people have come back a bit tired. So off to Croatia we go to play Split, but Hadjuk Split, as their full name is. And we get 3 extra bench spots actually for this round. Nice. Basically means we don't really need to leave anyone behind. Magno, Harrison, Cresswell, and then we'll substitute players. Might be a risk, but effectively full rotation. Galenian as well. Full rotation apart from Evan and Dicker, because we've only got five centre-backs for this, because I had to unregister Phillips and Kovacevic to get other people in. So 5 centre-backs for the Conference League. Galenian goal and Dicker, Pavlovic and Cresswell. Platinart, Rocker, Christensen, Gagliardini, Van den Boomen, Towers Magno and Milovanovic up front. But considering the game suggested that the Greek side, OFI, were the most difficult team in this group, try to see how this goes. Josip Vukovic is the name I feel like I recognise. Lovre Kalinic as well in goal. Or maybe it's Nikola Kalinic I'm recognising. I remember a Kalinic, but I feel like Livakovic, the goalkeeper, was sort of the primary goalkeeper wonder kid, let's say, for Croatia going forward. I feel like Kalinic was like a secondary one. He wasn't quite as good, but still had decent potential a couple of years ago. And then clearly hasn't amounted to much. Was he the one that was at Aston Villa? He's the older one that was at Aston Villa. That's why I recognise it. I do feel like there was like a secondary Croatian goalkeeper who I can't remember the name of anymore. Nikola Kalinic has been around, so I probably did actually recognise both names. And then just Vukovic out of this lot. I don't think he's the Vukovic I'm thinking of. No offence, but I think there might have been a more higher level Vukovic playing somewhere at some point. Off we all go. And it is Kalinic to take a goal kick short to Kalisic. Only as far as Ndika. That thankfully ends up in a range that Platinart can get onto. Milovanovic doesn't even bother jumping despite being 6'5", but he's got the ball now. Cresswell to Christensen. Ducks inside briefly. Not what he's been instructed to do. And hoofed over. Vukovic plays for Fiorentina. Oh yeah. Rocker. Van den Boomen. He says as far as go off. Platinart. Still Platinart on this left-hand side. Going to the byline as instructed. There's Milovanovic. And that's what they're meant to be doing. That's what I want to be seeing from those fullbacks. But I just don't see them make the run anywhere near as much, despite the fact they are specifically told to make that run in their personal instructions. This is what's in their instructions. Run to the byline, make the cross. And with Platinart's 17 crossing and Milovanovic's 16 jumping reach, that's the outcome. That's what should be happening. And this game has sort of gone a bit boring all of a sudden. No highlights at all since the goal. Ask and ye shall receive, apparently. And Dicker heads aimlessly into Vukovic. Lubicic out to Melniak. I'm going to guess that's pronounced. Lubicic has been dispossessed by Mark Rocker, who's charging a little bit down this right-hand side. Caught himself in a bit of a dead end. Back into Pavlovic. Talas Magno doesn't... I mean, his aimless balls forward are never going anywhere. Talas Magno felt like it was offside. He was. And that is half-time. Fairly even game. Fairly boring game. But we are winning it, and that's all that matters at this point. Things are going well. You're capable of even better. Pretty much the summation of this game so far. The other two teams currently engaged in a draw, it seems, in the group. It's a wet 21 degrees here in Croatia. Their stadium's massive. Sorry, I've just registered it's a 3-tier stadium. In the game, at least. That is a ridiculous goal from Nikola Kalinic. Is this like a national stadium in Split? I know Zagreb's the capital, but all the same. It's a mad size, and I do not know why by the way, I still don't know what's going on with these replays being inverted. There's no explanation for it. I can't work it out. Platinart on a free kick. This is dangerous range from Marvin Platinart. 15 free kick taking. That's the first one he scored. About time, Marvin. About time. Lovely work round the... I mean, I can't even see the goal. Who's the director in this director cam? Because they're clearly a moron. I just realised run out defence wasn't put on as standard. Van den Boomen's not having a good one. I'm actually going to bring Jack Harrison on as the shadow striker because he's not getting enough game time otherwise. And he's going to kick off soon, I'd imagine. We'll bring Santos on just for some game time. Not that he really needs it, but, you know, the more minutes he gets, the more development he gets. More to the point, the more games with development he gets, the more development he gets. Kind of the only really other one on this bench who probably could do with development time is Livramento at right back. Christensen's doing okay, so we'll leave things as is for now. We'll do it now, though. Livramento in. I think Rocker, I don't really want to bring Tyler Adams on, but that's the situation I find myself in, just with the personnel I've got remaining. Talas Magno's not having a good time here. Do I bring Bamford on just to try and secure this? I think we do. Kalinic is actually having a really good game. He's on a sub.2 despite conceding twice. 2-1 away from home. I think I praised to get a good response here. That's worked. Shubalic has put that ball in dangerously. It's bouncing around a little bit. It's heading towards the goal. It's gone in the goal. Wait, how does that not count as offside? He was basically in the post. How was this not offside? Oh, because there's a man in the middle when it's headed on. That is a striker's fault. Harrison. Yeah, Harrison in no man's land. Actually, the lines are wrong due to the animation. But okay, well, one more highlight. This could go even worse for us. I brought players on to actually try and secure this, and we're possibly about to concede a third. Gergic, Elez, Lovric, hoofed through. Krovinovic is chasing. Did Krovinovic go to the Euros? I feel like I recognise that name as well. Livramento, Harrison, dispossessed, because why would we go more than 2 seconds without losing possession? And what is that defender doing in the middle there? It just goes past him. Bamford's taken a weird touch, and this highlight's continuing, might just because it's the end of the game, but I feel like that was the chance. Livramento stopped and turned, because why would you ever bother running and doing your job properly? Cresswell, Galini. This match engine is an awful match engine. I say it. I don't want to have to repeat myself, but this is a terrible match engine. Lovric. Santos heads down to Milovanovic, who really needs to be the person receiving that, not having to distribute it, but Platinart just kicks it at their defender. No explanation, no reason for that whatsoever. We are seeing the result in throw-in, but I think that's just because it's tied to the end of the game. I don't know why Platinart's wasting time here. Could have at least given us the chance to put the ball in the box there. And we've been 1-all, not exactly far off the, 2-all, 1-all on the XG, kind of. We've just inched over 1.5. Certainly not near enough to 2 for me to say that was undeserved. It's a draw, it's away. It's a point on the board in the away game. Galatasaray went all off there, blimey. Valarenga with a... that's a difficult sentence. Valarenga with a valid point against Valencia there. Great point for them. A fraction of money, but we'll take it nonetheless. I know last time I said I was going to do Spurs and then the final game, but the final game may or may not end up mattering, so we'll bring you back in the next episode for whichever European game is the one that might seal our progression, basically, along with a game either side, depending on whichever one feels more important. Sorry to leave it as vague as that, but at least there's some idea in it. But if you enjoyed that episode, again, we've not won on camera again. That's unfortunate. Oh well, if you've enjoyed it nonetheless, like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal by now. Until next time, ta-ra.